You are here because you're done with the vague, cringeworthy advice floating around about charisma. Honestly, same. I, too, am a survivor of the internet self-help era that promised instant charisma and delivered, well, nothing much. But after 14 years and a hefty chunk of hours working with some truly magnetic people, I've seen what real charisma is built on. And guess what? It doesn't involve trying to be a Tony Robbins knockoff or learning a secret handshake. No, it comes down to just these three things. Let me start by being honest. Growing up, I was not exactly what you'd call the charismatic kid. In fact, I think my nickname in high school was something like that quiet, soft-spoken guy in the front. But as I got older, I started noticing something odd. There were certain people who just had it, you know what I mean? That ability to walk into a room and not need to yell, not need to prove anything, and yet they owned it. They had this effortless confidence. They were entirely comfortable just being themselves, and people gravitated to them. So, over time, I started picking up on what actually makes someone magnetic. Let's dive into each of these, and I'll explain how they turned me from the quiet one to someone who finally felt comfortable in his own skin. First off, vision. Now, before you tune out thinking, I'm about to push some 5-year plan nonsense, let me say this. Vision is not about corporate speak goals. It's not about creating a timeline and checking off boxes. I think of it like this. When you have a clear idea of who you want to be, it comes through in everything. I've noticed this again and again. The most charismatic people know what they stand for. They don't even need to say it out loud, because it's in how they live, how they show up, and how they interact with people. People sense when you have that deeper purpose, and they're drawn to it. After all, charisma isn't about the exact words. It's about the drive behind them. For me, I felt like I always had this vague sense of vision at the back of my mind. So, one fine day, I took out a pen and paper and wrote down what I genuinely wanted my life to feel like. Doing this had an unexpected impact on my life. I quit my cushy job to dive into storytelling as a way to inspire and help people. But that's a story for some other time. Now, the second piece. Authenticity. I know. Just be yourself feels like the ultimate cliche. But think about how often we're actually told to hide our true selves. Like most of us, I spent my school years under a microscope that seemed to magnify every single misstep. It was like the mistakes had neon signs, flashing for everyone to see, while the things I got right quietly faded into the background. And the more I messed up, the more I was reminded that I was somehow falling behind. So I tried to be perfect. However, the more I tried, the more I realized I was just being someone else. It was contrary to how charismatic people around me behaved. They were comfortable enough to own their flaws. They embraced small slip-ups and imperfections. They didn't treat them like embarrassing secrets to hide. They'd forget where they parked and just laugh it off instead of blushing or fumbling for an excuse. When I started allowing myself to be more relaxed about mistakes, it changed everything. Whenever I forgot something or accidentally spilled a drink, I used it as a chance to laugh at myself and say something like, "Guess I'm just keeping things interesting today." This small shift made a massive difference. People don't want perfect, they want real. And real is messy sometimes. A simple way to tap into this is journaling. Trust me on this one. I'd write about things that went wrong in a week, and I'd be brutally honest. I found that confronting my mistakes on paper helped me be more comfortable with them in real life. Over time, this built a sense of internal confidence. I wasn't performing or putting on a front, I was just me. And that confidence read as charisma to other people. Finally, we get to the third element, conversational chops. It's the final piece of the charisma puzzle, because charismatic people aren't just great speakers, they're even better listeners. And I know, listening doesn't sound like a skill that's going to turn you into some magnetic personality. But trust me, it's everything. I had worked hard on my communication skills during my undergrad and built myself to be a decent conversationalist. Well, at least that's what I thought. Early on, I used to make a classic mistake without even knowing how it brushed people the wrong way. I would jump to respond with my genius's insight anytime someone said something. Whether they had a wild opinion on pineapple on pizza or they thought they had cracked the code on why the sky is blue, I'd get all, "well, actually," as if that was going to impress anyone and win me friends. If someone said something that I thought was wrong, I'd jump in with my enlightening corrections. On the flip side, I'd go quiet as a loudspeaker in space, whenever someone said anything I didn't understand or know about. I was afraid to reveal I wasn't all-knowing or be branded ignorant. Then I met Jay. Jay was an average-looking short guy with a birthmark on his face. In short, he wasn't attractive in the traditional sense of the word. However, he had a superpower. He could genuinely charm anyone just by listening, and not passively, like really listen. Even when someone shared something wild or even kind of out there, he'd say, "That's interesting. What led you to that idea?" Needless to say, I thought I discovered the missing element in my quest to become magnetic. So I absolutely copied his tactics, and it changed my life. Ahem. Let me get real here. It did nothing. Yep, absolutely nothing changed for me. However, I was determined to make it work. So I mulled it over for weeks, and then it hit me. All this time, what I was really doing was listening to respond and not to truly understand. I was crafting replies even before the other person even finished talking. So I gave it another shot, and it worked. Let me cut to the chase. It took several attempts and picking up a few more skills along the way to finally get it. Soon, I graduated from the persona non grata list of most of my colleagues and friends. Not just that, I realized that I also forged deeper relationships and boosted my influence. Now, if all this sounds like an effort, it is. But you can trick your brain into loving the hard work it requires. Check out my next video to know how I did it.